It's not your turn to do the intro. I do the intro. Hello and welcome to ClovenCast, the podcast show where we have no intro. I'm Spirit, and joining me tonight are my lovely co-hosts. Would you guys please introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Christy. Hopefully my mic doesn't go through technical issues tonight, although that's highly doubtful.
Heart. I'm a llama.
And tonight's topic is we're going to be doing first, worst, guilty pleasures, and of course our favorite animes. Now, before we begin, and this is the first time we're doing this on the show, so I'll explain it a little bit. So for those who aren't familiar with Dungeons & Dragons and other tabletop roleplay games, we're going to be rolling for initiative for who goes first. So, Lord, I completely forgot to mention, I'm also using, we're doing this podcast as a fundraiser to help me save up to publish my book, so you'll see me working on commissions in the background. But anyway, back to the topic of rolling for initiative. So rolling for initiative, each of the people in the podcast are going to we each have a d20, and we're going to roll it. And the person who has the highest number is going to go first, while the person who has the lowest number goes last, and so on and so forth. So we're going to go ahead, everyone's going to roll their d20s, and then I'll pull up, we're going to go, and this is the order we're going in. We're going first, worst, or guilty pleasure, and then we're going to end the stream off on a positive note with we're ending off with our best. And then we're gonna take a short intermission halfway through, and then we're going to do our OC review segment. So for those who entered in on Twitter, we're gonna be doing it a little bit differently for future shows. But for those who entered in on Twitter and want to see your character reviewed, sit tight, because we're gonna be talking OCs. So let's go ahead. Everyone roll their d20s.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay.
I got a 16. What'd y'all get?
Christy?
Oh no, she's gone quiet again.
Dang.
17!
Oh no, she keeps cutting out. oh no, technical difficulties, everybody.
Okay, hold on. What if you cut out
this?
Trying to think of anything else you can cut out of that. I got 11.
Okay, so Christy got a 17, I got a 16, and Spring got an 11. So, Christy, you there?
Here.
Okay, let me go ahead. Let me pull up. I've got a little Konosuba placeholder right now, but let me go ahead and pull up. So we're gonna be starting. Where's the folder? ClovenCast. And then we're gonna start with Christy's first.
I might be having a little bit more shields than I realized.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
But if you want to go ahead, do you want to start? Oh. The problem is that I don't have enough brain power to talk about anime and draw at the same time. I mean, I can try. I just haven't warmed up for the day.
Christy's having issues again. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, let me go ahead. Let me replace. I'll bring up your graphics first. So, Spring first. These images are all different sizes. No!
I just took out the mic and put it back in.
Okay, no, that's not the right one. That's not the right one.
Spring, you told me Sailor Moon was your first.
We're doing first animes?
Yeah, you're doing first and then worst, and then...
We're doing it not the order. I'm sorry, I'm a goof. I'm a goofy!
Big brain.
Okay. So, Sailor Moon was my first anime. I remember when I was about 4 years old, we had bunny ears on our television, and so I couldn't really see a lot of television or like a lot of shows, and so I would go to my grandma's, and she had satellite, and so that's where I was introduced to Sailor Moon, because on Saturday morning, Sailor Moon, after Batman, was playing. So for anyone who doesn't know, Sailor Moon is basically this girl and her friends were all like princesses and pretty guardians who were reincarnated as these high school girls. And nutshell story, they the bad guys are also reincarnated, and they have to stop them before who are the Negaverse, by the way, and they have to stop them. And there's love, romance. Further seasons, there's other Sailor Senshi. Oh, by the way, this is a magical girl anime too, which makes it even better. Love, romance. Two of the Sailor Scouts are a lesbian couple. But the fun thing about it is they were cousins in the dub.
Cousins.
Yeah. This anime. This is my first anime, but also I wanted to put it as my favorite, but I couldn't because that's two of the same thing. But for me and my friend group, this was kind of like our thing. This was the anime that brought us all together because we were a huge group of friends, just like Sailor Moon. So this anime like holds a really special place in my heart. It talked about death. It talked about LGBT. It talked about friendship issues. Talked about
telling
breakups.
Me Sailor Moon was gay before Steven Universe?
Yeah. Actually, there's a lot of anime that has LGBT stuff in it. But like season 1 of Sailor Moon, there's death. Like people died. And it was as a 5. Like I think it was like I was about 5 when that episode happened. It was crazy.
Maybe this works. Sorry.
No, I was
fiddling with it again.
You were mumbling. I thought you were and like in further seasons there was the Starlights who were like it was weird because in they were like cross-dressers, but like in the mangas, but anyways, it was weird, but like I loved it. And Stars never got a dub and I was mad, but it was a great show and was like if you ever get a chance to like sit and watch it, it's great, and the dub is funny as hell. So that was my first anime. And there's a person like there was a Sailor Scout for everyone. There's a funny one, a smart one, one who wanted to be an actress, like a religious gal, like every like you would connect with one of them. It was great. I loved it. I could go on for hours. Also, there was a live action of Sailor Moon, and it was the funniest thing since sliced bread. It was so good. Yeah, no, sorry, I could keep going on for hours.
We should probably move on to your worst.
Yes. Yeah. Someone else want to do their first anime?
Oh, I can go if my computer, Actually, considering I've been silent and it didn't crap out on me immediately, assuming you guys can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Can you hear me?
You.
Okay, cool. I'll go. My first anime that technically counts as an anime because Pokemon does not count in my eyes is Inuyasha. Like, this is the anime that made me realize, oh, this is what anime is,
Dorky expressions and cute romances.
Yes, I when I was a kid, all I had was like Pokemon VHS tapes and whatnot. And technically, Ranma 1/2 was like one of my very few exposures to anime from like the ending of the VHSs of like every Pokemon VHS that ever was. But this is the first anime I've actually witnessed on my own. I forget, but it was at 5 in the morning ish. And I had just woken up. I was in middle school at the time. And I felt like I was in a fever dream because I started watching Inuyasha. And it was the episode.
You cut out. Oh no. Spring, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, Christy's gone silent. She's lighting up on Discord, but she's not coming through.
I hate that.
Now you're here.
Yeah, I was going on my rant and then suddenly
Discord's like, no, you're not allowed to be a weeb.
yeah.
Someone was like, "What episode?"
The episode was like with the frog boy where they were taking a bunch of women and then putting them in
Oh
you
yeah, the
know,
one where the guy got turned into a frog.
it was
Gosh.
a very early episode, yeah. And I was like, what the fuck is this and why is it kind of cool?
So, Chrissy, I don't mean to like step on your toes, but I have to, as an Inuyasha person, I think we're all Inuyasha people at heart. Do you know there's a sequel coming out?
Ah, yes, Spring. Have you heard of our Lord and Savior, the
Yes, I
Inuyasha
know there's
sequel?
a sequel.
And the question of everyone's mind: who effed Shishomaru?
You can say big
Rin.
boy words on this podcast.
Rin. It has to be Rin.
Yeah, probably Rin.
Anyway.
Continue.
I'm trying to continue on, but I keep cutting out, so I apologize. I'll keep it brief. Anyways, I was like, what the fuck is this? This shit's kinda cool. And then I started watching it. 300 or more episodes later, plus the final act. And that was my first anime.
I guess it's my turn. Let me
Yes.
pull
Can
it up.
anybody hear me?
Yes, we can
Yes.
hear you.
Okay.
Okay, properties. I had to label all of these because otherwise it would just be a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Hello everyone, welcome to Saturday Morning Cartoons, where this is the dawn of my weebness. So, my first anime, which also counts as my worst because I went back to look at it and it's not very good.
Oh no.
But I grew up
Oh
on Bakugan.
god, I remember this.
Oh no.
I grew up on
It is
Bakugan.
so bad.
And it was not great, but I loved collecting the toys as a kid. Like, the Bakugan were
Beyblade?
basically my Pokemon cards at the time.
Okay,
And, go ahead.
no, what is this? This looks like Beyblade, but it's not Beyblade.
Okay, Bakugan predates Beyblade by a long shot, and Bakugan was basically it's a combination of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Where it's essentially you have these little cards, and then the monsters, you throw them out onto the cards. They're these little balls that open up when they land on the cards.
Okay.
And there's this like entire lore about like they're from another dimension, and then there's the Doom dimension. It's been over a decade since I've seen the show, so I couldn't recite all of it to you. But I remember the reason why I bring this up is that it's technically it's the earliest anime I remember watching distinctly as a kid. It wasn't very good, but at the same time, it was very entertaining. There were definitely some plot twists. One of the ones in the group is actually one of the villains, Masquerade. And it's basically a shonen anime. Probably about a 6 out of 10. So that's quality speaking. It's not. I don't hate it, but it's definitely not great. Like, it hurts my soul a little bit as a writer. And like, you know me when it comes to plot twists. I love me a good plot twist. But the Masquerade plot twist was not well executed. But that's essentially... I don't have a whole lot to say about it because it's been a while since I've actually seen Bakugan. But at the same time, the franchise itself, I have fondness in my heart for. I've thought about actually, like, once we're done with this whole like fundraising thing, I might actually see about getting some of the toys from the original series. I hate that they rebooted it.
Please, for the love of God, work.
We can
Hello.
hear you.
Hello. Okay, adding on to the input of Bakugan, all I remember from that series was when I was a kid, I really wanted the friggin' bunny that they'd show like in between all the intro outro things from Alice's that never existed.
If it makes
Also
you feel any
Tigrera.
better, my
She
favorite
was
one was
awesome.
from the video game and it never got a toy line.
Yeah, really. they had like this cute bunny thing that was based on Alice in Wonderland, and it was super cute, and they never had it in the show ever.
I really liked I liked Preyas and Angelo and Preyas Diablo, but anyway, that's besides the point. We gotta keep moving. So let's see here. Christy's next up on the roster, so we'll go ahead. Christy, you want to tell us about your worst anime?
Okay, so there's this old. Well, I don't know if it's old. It's. I forget what it's called. It's Kotora-san. Basically, what this anime is about is this depressing. This girl can read people's minds, and because of her psychic power, she was able to.
She was able to. Oh, the suspense is killing me now. What was she able to do?
Divorced. Let's see what else. She basically made everybody in her school hate her. She was able to do rock paper scissors way too good, and then suddenly she became and suddenly a cat died. I don't know what the fuck this anime was about.
My goodness.
And then it describes this super sad backstory that makes you feel bad for this girl, even though she could have solved everything by keeping her mouth shut.
Okay, hang on for a second. I've got a Charlie horse in my leg right now. This is not a good time to have a leg cramp. Ow.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. But yeah, and then suddenly it goes from being super freaking depressing to, oh, it's your typical high school anime for like 12 episodes until the very end when the mother comes back after abandoning her daughter. It's just like, what the hell, anime? What the hell?
Even is that? Quick, we have money. We have to draw shit. Go.
I apologize
So, yeah.
to everyone in the chat. For those who don't know, I recently rolled my ankle, and I think one of the healing processes, I just got a cramp in that foot. And it's the worst timing because I had to stand up and put weight on it. And ow. Anyway, I'm sorry to step on toes. That was it wasn't something in my control. I had to deal with. Anyway. So basically, anime that doesn't make sense and is super depressing.
Yep.
And no likey.
It's depressing for no reason, it feels like.
So, high school angst. It's basically high school angst.
High school angst, very much so, yes.
I guess, Spring, you want to talk about your worst?
Yes. Okay. So, do I have a tale of oh no's for the audience? Okay. So, back in my day, we didn't have all the magical websites called, Anime News Review or, Anime List, or we just had word of mouth and and we didn't have Amazon. Okay, Amazon really wasn't a thing. And we had eBay, and we had really weird niche can buy anime VHSs off of this tiny little website. Yeah, the person in the chat knows exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm a high school kid, and this one I found this one website that was selling VHSs, and for really cheap in the States, and so I ordered a bunch of them because my friends and I would get together on weekends and we would binge anime. It was something we just did. And it was a great thing to do. So I ordered a bunch of different animes because that's how that's how we watched anime, is we would order anime because, there was no streaming apps. There was none of that. Animechristy, you were really loud all of a sudden.
Sorry, I just finally figured out what the heck was wrong with my settings.
Oh boy,
Okay,
what was it?
Tell the tale.
Oh no. We're gonna have to just have Christy do all of her parts in one shot, because she's gonna have to drop out at some point at this rate. Just,
Okay, I'll
Continue.
keep telling my.
I hate everything.
Hello everyone, welcome to the shit show podcast that is ClovenCast. We can't seem to get
Hello?
good luck today.
Hello? Can you
Okay,
hear me?
I'm going to take you up on that offer to get myself done.
Okay.
Okay,
But let me
guys.
let me
Spring, you
finish my-
and then Christy can do her best and guilty pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you.
So,
Heard that?
yes. Okay, so I ordered a bunch of anime VHSs. There were like 50 of them. It took, I kid you not, 12 weeks to come here from the US, okay? That's how long postage took back in the day. So everyone who's complaining that postage is taking so long,
Shush.
shush, okay? It's not a thing. So, I ordered this anime called Knights of Ramune, okay? This is not my quote-unquote worst anime, but it has a story behind it, so I'm telling it. So I ordered this. It was actually, this was a DVD, not a VHS, but it came with the VHSs. So, I ordered it, came to the house, my friends came over, we had popcorn, and we were all sitting down, and I didn't really know what this anime was. It's just like, all we knew about animes was like the posters, and we're like, that looks like a cool anime, let's get it, we'll watch it. That's literally how we figured out anime back in the day. So, we got this. And, so this anime is, a little sexy. And not like the Bound Chicka Wow Wow, but, the one girl, with the darks, with the blue hair, at one point that I remember, she gets captured by the villains, and she gets put into like a tight outfit, and they like electrocute torture her for fun. And we're all all these teens are sitting in this room, like oh noes. Oh noes. And none of us knew what to do. And she's making those weird, uncomfortable noise, like
Babies first
So-
hentai.
but it wasn't. It was like that weird gray area. And there's no rating on the DVD or on the listing. So this is my worst anime because it made the rest of that gathering extremely uncomfortable. And we're like, after that episode, we're like, do we finish it? And we're like, well, I guess so, because do they save her from this this lunatic? So we sat and watched the rest of it because we had to figure out if she was going to be. She was okay. Also, there was lots of jiggly. So
Jiggly
yeah,
titties.
jiggly titties.
Jiggly titties are the best titties, anyway.
Yes, that is my worst anime because back in the day didn't have information. Use information, people. It is power.
Oh man.
Ugh.
Alright.
Christy, I think this is your guilty pleasure. Oh no, she's gone silent.
Jiggly physics.
Oh, speaking of jiggly physics, we're about to talk about something real interesting.
Her list. Oh yes.
I remember
Yes.
seeing this one. I remember seeing this one, and it
I've
was.
watched this one. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it, but I've seen clips of it. I think I remember there was like a snake girl, right, where her head was just a snake.
Yeah. Anyways, there's no need to explain why this is a guilty pleasure anime. It just is.
So what do you like about it?
I like the mermaid. The mermaid's my favorite. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Yes.
you.
Okay. The mermaid's my favorite because, well, even though she's not like, she doesn't have like super big tits or her main thing is that she gets off on people who live who deal with tragic love stories. And anyways, my favorite anime though.
I'm working on it. Continue talking. Kirsty's favorite. Beep. Okay. Go ahead. Oh no. People watching this in hindsight are gonna have a real funny time because they have no idea what's going on.
Dun, dun.
Yeah.
Do it.
Okay. Did I say my Space Dandy
Nope.
joke?
Nope. Go. Hit us.
Space Dandy is a dandy guy in space. And I forget the rest of the intro because it's been forever. But that's all you really need to know about Space Dandy. He's a guy who roams around the galaxy in search for the moolah. And so he can go to his favorite establishment known as Boobies. And also, Space Dandy might be a Time Lord god or something along those lines.
Okay, but what genre of anime is this?
Think Johnny Bravo in space.
I can dig it.
Fantastic.
Doing all of Animechristy's stuff first because technical difficulties.
So we're gonna let her go first, and then we're gonna let her
This
drop
is
out.
her fave.
Okay.
This is her fave.
But yeah, it's basically broke Johnny Bravo in space, and on his quest for the big bucks. And meanwhile, he's being hunted. It's just like one of those series of episodes that you can go into with no context. It's fantastic. I recommend it, and I can't really explain why I recommend it because I'm probably going to cut out soon.
I will add it to my list.
Anyway, that's all I got.
Well then, does anyone have any questions for Christy before she disappears forever?
And make them fast. Make them quick.
Make them quick. We gotta keep talking. Let's keep talking.
Yeah. Keep talking, keep talking. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Also, the intro to this anime, Viva Namida. Oh my gosh, it's such a bop.
Yeah.
Why do anime series always have the best open? They always
I have no idea.
have the best jams.
I've noticed something in anime. It's just this weird thing. Is like the first season will have like a really good bam, this is an opening, and damn, you like that catch. It's a catchy song. And then the second season, you'll be like, oh, this nice soft, not as catchy. It's a soft song.
It's the Attack on Titan syndrome.
Yeah.
It was done before Attack on Titan.
How do you come up with those cliffhangers? They just happen, I guess. I don't know.
Talking about openings, but okay.
Favorite furry anime? I guess Beastars. That's the only furry anime I can think of that I like.
Brand new animal supposedly coming out, but we're not ready to talk about that yet.
Yeah.
Because it's not out yet.
I'm gonna head out though.
Yeah, sorry to everyone who wanted to see Christy today. I guess we'll have to do technical workup once you get your computer fixed.
Yeah, I tried, guys. I tried. The show usually must go on, but in this case it can't. I'll see you guys later, though. I'm so sorry.
It's all good. Just keep us posted on what you need.
Okay. See you guys. Bye.
Okay, Spring. Time to play an arson.
No! You put down that blowtorch, and you do your guilty... Was it your guilty pleasure turn?
Oh yeah, because I'm technically higher up. I'm higher up on the roster. Guilty pleasure. Let me bring it up. Give me a second. Okay. Hello, welcome to my guilty pleasure. What? Something in OBS keeps moving and I don't know what it is and it makes me nervous. Anyway. So, Devil is a Part-Timer. So, The Devil is a Part-Timer is based off of a light novel series. It's basically an isekai, except in reverse. And I know what people are saying, isekai is all burnt out and everything, but Devil is a Part-Timer came out before the big isekai craze really took hold. And the thing that I like about it, it's the humor. Asha, the blonde one, is basically me, and that's kind of why I relate to it so much. Is that, like, I think I actually cosplayed as him last year for Halloween. I showed up to work in cosplay because it was Halloween.
Nice.
And everyone was scared of me, but they found my demeanor super friendly, so... But, it's hard to talk about a guilty pleasure anime when it really shouldn't be guilty. I guess it's less of a, like... Because it's not really a top-tier anime, it's more just... It's a very good introductory anime, if that makes sense.
Something you just enjoy.
Like, there's not a whole lot of deep meaning into your enjoyment.
Yeah.
But, I really enjoy... I definitely recommend... This is the one instance where I would recommend the dub over the sub, because the dub deliveries are pretty hilarious. Especially with, Asha and, Sadao. But I guess, Spring, you want to talk about your guilty pleasure anime?
I ever want to talk about my guilty pleasure. So, my guilty pleasure. So, there was a few seasons of anime, and this is still happening, where it's basically insert yourself here with basically a reverse harem. And my guilty pleasure out of that lovely genre is Dance with Devils. Basically the nutshell summary is I'm just going to read the plot. Risuke, a seemingly normal schoolgirl, suddenly finds herself becoming entangled in a conflict between devils and vampires at her school, with both sides believing she is the last remaining key to discovering the location of Forbidden Grimoire, a powerful item that will give mastery over the world, whichever side obtains it first. Super powerful, like, ooh, mysterious, but also a reverse harem, and these group of boys break out into song. It is the best shit since sliced bread. They're like, ooh, this girl, she like, her father, like, had access to the last grimoire, so we must seduce her, so she tells us where it is. And, like, they're, like, protecting her from vampires, because these guys, everyone in this thing is, like, devils, right? And they're like, oh, we must protect her, and, like, the house is also on fire, but I'm going to break out into song and dance while I, like, slay this vampire, huzzah! It's, like, like... They all have really nice singing voices, so I recommend if you ever watch this to watch it in Japanese, because it's like very delightful. They're just like, they have very smooth, lovely voices. So this is my guilty. Yeah, I know. ... in the chat, like, oh no, girl talk right now.
You just like it because there's hot boys in it.
What? No, that's ridiculous. It's yeah. This is exactly a guilty pleasure anime. Like, there's no reason I should like this anime, because there's a couple characters who are like, you're an object, and that's, like, not cool. But it's, like, it's just this fun, like, they sing. It is so nice that it's a sweet, like, why do you sing? There's no logic behind it. It's just...
To be fair, theater doesn't really have a whole lot of logic, because whenever songs break out at the weirdest times.
Weird guilty pleasure anime that I happened to stumble upon one season, and I do not regret watching it just because of the freaking house is on fire and you're fighting devils or vampires and you're singing while you're doing it. Love it.
Is this why you like Best Boy, because he's hot?
Which one's I don't have an answer for that question. We are not talking about Best Boy right now.
We will talk about Best Boy in the after stream. Anyway,
we are only talking about Bishies right now.
I'm noticing a devil/demon theme amongst our group. I think there's a frequency in this kind of thing. Anyway,
it's very popular in anime.
I mean, I was going to make Devilman Crybaby my guilty pleasure, or at least the Devilman OVA, but
I mean, I look at my quote-unquote overall I've got 102 days worth of anime under my belt. So, like, it's hard to pick, like, just one, right? So, there's so much deliciousness to pick from. But that's the weird one that I could.
That was the weird one that came to mind.
Yeah. I mean, there's another one that's like, what the hell is this? But, you know.
I guess
Same
we'll
genre.
go ahead. We'll move on to our favorite ones.
You get to go first.
Okay, everyone. Basic bitch time.
Yeah!
But I love my bald boy. I love him. I love Genos. I love Speed of Sound Sonic. I love Tatsumaki so much to where she became a bot in my Discord server. Also, Tatsumaki is a tsundere waifu, and I love her. But let me see. How do I even describe what I like about One Punch Man? Oh yeah, it's the antithesis to a power fantasy. It's literally him getting bored of being powerful. And I kind of felt that, like, when I discovered it, I was in a rut stage with my art. So it's just like, bruh, I feel you so bad. And soundtrack is fire.
I think you like this because there's a lot of meme faces in this. And you like meme faces.
I like meme faces, but that's actually that's not one of the main reasons why I latched onto it, ironically. Why am I having so much trouble with drawing this hand? I'm having so much trouble drawing this character for some reason, and I feel bad.
Folk, just move on to a different section and come back to it. To the hand.
All of it bothers me because I feel like I'm not doing good. I'm reaching burnout stages with my art lately, and I feel... This is kind of also another issue, is that I didn't warm up. That's probably another thing, but meh. Spring, you want to talk about your favorite anime?
Okay, so like I kind of explained when I was talking about my first anime, it was kind of hard to pick because Sailor Moon meant a lot to me. But this is this is also up there on my favorite. So my favorite anime, and it's still near and dear to my heart, is Fusuji Yugi, The Mysterious Play. This anime is about two girls who get sucked into a magical book called the Universe of the Four Gods. And basically, each girl is a priestess, and if they gather their 7 warriors, they can have any wish granted. And the main character, if I remember her name, Yuki, her wish ends up being she falls in love with one of the characters in the book, and so that ends up being her wish, and the book is like, nah, you can't do that. And so it's like, it almost breaks the book. It's very interesting. But there's love triangles, there's betrayal of friend, and the two girls are friends, like they're best friends. And 2 priestesses have not shown up at the same time, and so it's this weird, and the 2 priestesses are from different kingdoms. So these 2 kingdoms are actually at war. And it's ancient China. So they're it's so good. And there's adult subject matter of like rape and dealing with that, like trauma. This anime also introduced me to one of the characters. It's not confirmed, but it's pretty much he's trans, or cross-dress. It's not, they don't say it specifically, but like it introduced me to the fact that there's not like boy and girl. There's also like, you know, some people might physically like be a man and dress up as a woman. It introduced me to that concept early as a kid, and I loved, like, looking back at that, I really liked that, as someone who's in the LGBT community. So it also pokes fun at itself a lot. There's one character who, he's very pretty, and he's like, it's like you can't. I'm more pretty than you. Like it's a very fun. It pokes fun at his characters all the time. But yeah, this is my favorite anime. Near and dear to my heart. The manga is way more gruesome than the anime. There's like a village where they like poke out people's eyes and ugh. Yeah, it's near and dear to my heart.
It definitely, just looking at the cover, it does look very 80s, 90s, at least in the art style.
Yeah, this artist did, this mangaka did several series. They did like, this one's like revolving around heroines. And then they did almost a reverse one that had a man or a guy who was taken to another world. With a not the same like premise, but like he was like quote unquote chosen one, and like and like he had a group of people, so it was like almost like a flip. It was very like interesting to read the other one. But yeah,
I am looking at the chat. Well, manga is usually like, it's interesting coming from coming from a scholastic background. It's actually interesting to see the evolution of anime and its art style. Like,
the manga's also like, it's gorgeous. Like if I could find a quick picture. I wish I had posted this quicker. Manga.
To be fair, we kind of had to do the anime topic as a last minute addendum.
Yeah, it's...
Fun fact about ClovenCast, we actually plan our topics. Things just usually go awry.
Very...
I don't know if I just can't draw today or if it's because I didn't warm up.
This one will work. Posting it, pictures and stuff.
Alright, I'll copy it over.
The mangaka, like, the art is just beautiful.
Finding colored pages in manga is really, really rare.
Yeah, they had, like, I've got they re-released the manga as, like, the big ones. So I finally started to collect the manga. I have it all now.
Nerd.
I know, right? I've been rereading it. It's so dark. Like, there's one, like, they have to go like finding all the warriors, and there's like a village of women, hardcore like warrior women, and like they capture men, and they have their way with them, and then they end their lives. Like, they just so that they continue the village, but like there's no men in this village. It's just like, whoa. And
Spring, you literally just summarized an episode of Futurama.
Yeah, no, I know that like other media has done that, but like to have that it's just it's very dark.
Can everyone in the chat say hashtag death by snoo snoo? If you get the reference.
No, I don't.
Okay, let me find the GIF real quick. Because I think you'll recognize it once I post it.
This would be if someone was to ask me like an anime to be made, like I would say this one because it.
Okay, Spring, do you see the GIF that I posted in the ClovenCast chat? That's where that meme comes from.
Oh my goodness. Oh no. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's my favorite one. I just love the cast is very dynamic, and I love them. They fill me with feels.
It gives you feelings.
Yeah, because they all have like different personalities, and it's just a large like entourage. I like the large entourage like animes. Yeah.
Well, I guess with that, we'll probably go ahead. We'll go ahead and do the OC review then, since it's just the two of us.
I mean, I technically have time to do my other...
You want to talk about Banana Fish?
I mean, if you will allow me to quickly rant about Banana Fish.
Okay, everyone, we're going to do a quick sidetrack. Spring is going to completely derail the podcast for about 15 minutes and rant about banana fish. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is my second worst one. So, because I watch seasonal anime, this one came on my radar. And to quickly summarize banana fish, I'm assuming you're putting that picture up on the screen.
Do I have to?
Can you please, so they can just visualize?
I'm gonna put it up on Photoshop because I'm lazy.
Okay, cool beans. So, banana fish summarized.
Why does this look so gay?
Okay, here we go. Here's the description. While on a trip in Iraq, an American soldier named Griffin suddenly goes mad, shooting several of his comrades before another soldier named Max reels him in. The only words Griffin says are banana fish, thus starting a mystery that is unsolved for years later. This is a strange man approaches Griffin's younger brother, Ash, years later, the leader of the New York City street gang, and hands him a mysterious necklace and tells him the words banana fish before dying. Before Ash can figure out what's going on, one of Dino's goons, Dino is like a mob guy, and Ash kind of technically works for him. It's weird. So one of Dino's goons and a traitor kidnaps Ash's protege Skipper, accidentally nabs a visiting Japanese photographer assistant, Ichi. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Along with him, and then they keep going on this magical adventure of finding out what banana fish is. So this freaking anime.
I'm gonna let you keep going, but I'm gonna keep drawing.
Yeah, you keep going. So this anime is about unraveling what banana fish is. It's basically like this drug that makes you go crazy. And so Ash, who is the blonde one in that picture, is gay. Okay, we're just gonna say it right now. He's gay. It is very apparent he's gay. He likes boys. It's great. But that's what's not great for this character. And I will just say, let everyone know that this manga was written like in the 80s, so it was written back in the day when this is probably not okay to write this sort of thing, but that does not excuse the anime that came out recently. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. So Ash gets kidnapped, or a goon grabs him and holds him. All these goons want in Ash's pants, okay? And not all of these goons cannot be gay, okay? I'm saying that now. It's like these clearly probably straight goons, or they can't. I'm sorry, all of New York can't be flaming. That doesn't make any sense. So all of these goons just want in Ash's pants. It is just his it has become his character trait, and it is so frustrating to watch, because also Ash and this sweet little Japanese boy, they tease that they're going to become a couple, and that they have feelings for each other, but it's not going to happen, because it's just like Tenchi Moyu. They're going to tease it, and it's never going to happen. They're just baiting you. It's the most frustrating thing I've ever watched. Also, there's one character whose wife dies, right in front of me. Doesn't care. Doesn't give nothing. Whatever. It's happened. I'm over. What? Oh, also, and that wife who dies, they just a quick shot of her getting raped. Just a quick. Why did that have to be included? Why did that shot have to be included? It holds no, it's literally about that one shot it's maybe 10 30 seconds of that, and it holds no character development. That point, it's the weirdest thing I'd ever seen in an anime. I probably should have used this as my worst anime, but
yeah, you're getting a lot more angry about this one than you were the other one.
Yeah, but the other one had fun. I was young and naive. But yeah, banana fish is so frustrating. It's gay baiting. It doesn't make sense at times. Like these characters will never get together because of that it's very frustrating to watch. Everyone wants in Ash's pants apparently.
I
Yep.
mean, I get making prime husbando material, but not everyone in New York is gonna be gay.
No, literally every goon is like, "Oh, I've beaten up Ash in this warehouse. I'm gonna start unbuttoning my fly. Hey, Ash, I'm coming toward you. Let's have a good time." It's like, whoa, whoa, no, stranger danger. And Ash is like totally like sometimes Ash has lived on the streets. Okay, he's a bad boy. Ash is the bad boy, so he's like, yeah, okay, fine, like, whatever. Yeah, no, ... exactly. Same page of like, WTF. Ash is just like he's seen shit. He's like he's been scarred for life. He goes numb when bad situations happen. Scarred for life, boy, but he toughs it out. But like. Like, my one friend was watching this. My one straight friend was like, yeah, so I started watching Banana Fish, and I was like, don't do it. She's like, why? And I'm like, this. And she's like, oh, hey, False.
Stop you right there, Spring.
Thank you for the $30.
I'm gonna draw you something anyway, my bro, because we don't really have a full queue tonight. We'll get there eventually. We probably need to get started. We're about an hour into the podcast recording, so we probably should get to the AOC review.
Fish. Not worth your time.
I promise I'll write much better gay romances than Banana Fish.
Yeah, False. That was the perfect moment to stop me, because I was just walking in circles. Thank you, my man.
Welcome to ClovenCast, where Spring rants about the gay.
Yeah, you don't do that to my homies. Freaking, it was just Tenchi Moyo. Just all over again. Pick one.
Okay, I need to go.
Anyways.
I gotta go to the Twitter thread and find one that will be good to talk about. I know I shouldn't be, like, selective and give everyone a chance, but sometimes, like, when it comes to this stuff, you can't... There isn't a whole lot to talk about with some designs. If that makes sense.
Well, you also want to make sure it's not one we've already talked about. That is very important.
Yeah. I'm just taking a look at, honestly, there's a lot of good designs here to talk about. I'm having trouble finding one that has a lot of good talking points. I guess we'll go with
One or
this
two.
one. We'll go with this one first and see what we have to talk about.
So people who just joined, new thing we're going to be doing is talking about someone's OC. Oh, well, hello, Foxwell. How do? It is Foxboy. I know this character. I know this fellow.
Now then.
Hello,
Discuss.
secret man.
Good
Or he
thing, bad
used to be
thing,
a
thing
part
to
of it.
improve on.
Good thing. Okay, good thing. I like the colors, of course. That's always the thing we say. We are just repeating broken record at this point. But I do also like, the little fluff at the front. That is really cute. I'm pretty sure, I'm almost positive the editor made this. It looks like his style. Yeah, I would say like the little fluff. I like that. Thing I don't like about this character is obviously it's it's a pony body, but whatevs. That's not the real thing that's bugging me. I can't see the cutie mark very clearly.
It's too close in value to the coat color.
Yeah. So I don't know if if you put like a white gradient behind it, or if you change the cutie mark.
Just as something that's a bit more clear, or change the colors, because that's another thing too. Is that I'm gonna go on my little rant here. something that bothers me about cutie marks is they draw the focal point away from the face due to their high detail. So, yeah, engineering-wise, they're not the wisest inclusion, at least when it comes to... Oh, we got a donation. Thank you, Draconic Xeno, for donating more money for books. I know I keep spanning Xeno reps, but pick one of my other... I promise we'll draw more spectral style dragons tonight, Xeno. But,
Thank you.
Spring, do you want to talk... Oh, wait, you technically already talked about your negative part. I started off with a negative because I'm a little butthole who doesn't know how to talk about anything good in life. Anyway.
Yeah!
This is going to sound really subjective, but I actually really appreciate the little chest fluff.
Yes.
The chest fluff is definitely... That's something, and I'm biased because I have chest fluff on my character, even though she's a woman, but, I appreciate chest fluff. I appreciate ponies with more markings. That's one of the things that bothers me about a lot of pony designs is that they're a flat base color with a mane and a tail, and it gets boring. But yes. It's mostly... Another thing I would maybe do is see if you can distribute either more white around the character or more black around the character. So maybe if you had, like, white hooves... or black.
I think also the line, the lines for the hair is also not the right shade. That makes sense. Are you still there? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Like it seems too dark.
Yeah, I'm just trying out. I'm trying out, and I know this is kind of a sunburst ripoff here, but if you were to add... You just gotta balance... If you're gonna have markings, you have to have them all throughout the body. So that's one of the things with character design. And it's just me. I get kind of OCD with asymmetry. But honestly, it's still a pretty solid character design.
Yeah.
I think it's just kind of the issue of having a few little tweaks. But, I think, let's see here. We're at 57 minutes. Do we want to talk about one more?
Pop one more in and make it like almost an hour podcast before we draw more.
Cosmo Space Dragon. Well, you know my OC. Thank you for donating, Cosmo. Cosmo is one of my patrons, and he's a very nice bean. All my patrons, I never talk about my patrons, but I could gush about them for hours because most of them are really like sweet beans who deserve the limelight more, and it's just like, it warms my heart.
Aww.
Trying to find one. You know what? We'll talk about. I think you'll get a kick out of this one. I at least appreciate the color palette here.
Pop it in. Okay.
All right. Good thing, bad thing, no thing, or.
Can you make it zoom in for me? Enhance.
Zooming, enhancing. Is that zoomed enough?
Okay. Okay. Thing I like about your character is... Sorry, I paused too long.
You're just finding the words.
Yeah. I'm analyzing your character because I haven't looked at your character before. I kind of like the weird, almost Elvis do thing. I don't think that's what you're trying to do, but from this angle, it kind of looks like a puff. Because I'm looking at other angles, and it looks like a Shaggy.
It gives me Beatles or 60s vibes.
Yeah, I kind of like that. The thing I don't like about it, and I'm sorry that I'm a broken record, but you got white bum. You got a little speck of white on your bum. It kind of looks like you sat in some
Powdered
chalk.
sugar.
you were at baseball and you were playing. You catched a ball and you sat in the white line. um, and then you didn't wipe the chalk off your bum after you caught the ball. Um, it does. It's not enough of a like if you're gonna do white, which I wouldn't recommend because it draws your eye to that area. You want to do like some kind of
Unless it's
shape, like
following through from the front markings, which in that case it would make sense.
yeah, it needs to have some kind of shape because right now it doesn't. It looks like you got saggy bum. Okay, no one wants a saggy bum.
Like
So
something like
that would be.
this.
Here we go. Oh yeah.
Why sit in part of the chalk when you can sit in all
You
of it?
yeah, sit in all that chalk.
I'm mostly joking, but continue.
Yeah, mostly joking, but like that. At least now it looks like it's purposeful. Um,
And it's not really a big deal. It's mostly just you want to have a defined shape. Before it was a bit more of a floating shape.
yeah, it didn't look like it almost looked like it wasn't attached, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's my thing. Go ahead.
It's my turn on the Xbox. Anyway.
Yeah, positive first.
So, I really dig the eyes. Like, mwah, chef kiss. It's beautiful. I love the detail, especially on this little part. A lot of people don't do that, and it makes me sad because eyes are beautiful, and I really dig the colors especially. Honestly, I can't think of a whole lot. An idea that I might have is that you just might want to be aware of the hairline, because the hairline is getting a little invasive when it comes to, like, let me see if I can get a feeling of this. And I know this is a work in progress, so this is just, what did I do?
Can you go over to the big head for a second? Actually, you can kind of see it here. It almost looks like
like the forehead is covered in hair.
So the side hair, like I know it's because the white hair is going backward, but it looks like the hair's going forward, and I don't know if that's what you were trying to do with the side angle. But you might want the hair to go down.
So
and not
I'm
forward.
doing a rough sketch, and I'm gonna reduce the opacity on this and turn off the other angle. So the thing to know about hair is that you have to have a forehead in between, otherwise it gets very invasive. So if you're gonna have bangs, you're gonna want to move the hair up, and you might want to define the back just a little bit more, just to make it appear a little less flat. So if I bring that out here, and you can see it's not a super big deal. It's just one of the things my professor actually got on me about this, is that you want to make sure there's enough space for the character to have a brain, if that makes sense. But
well, and to see the eyes, yeah.
Yeah, because like you can have like I have a character, like you can see the little chibi on screen. She has her hair actually covers her eye. I usually operate by anime logic. But honestly, it's still a pretty solid character design. I don't actually see a whole lot wrong with it. It's definitely one of the better furry character designs, because a lot of furry characters I see don't really have a lot of balance with their, especially with their markings and their palette. So you've already got that down pat. It's just an instance of tweaking little things anatomically, and making sure you don't have floating bits, like floating markings.
Yeah, so I know we don't talk about, like, style because that's not what this part is about, but I do love your art style. It's really, I love the art style of this
Honestly,
really
I
cool.
really dig how you do, I'm really digging how we do, like, the muzzle, how the muzzle's constructed, and the dimension of the nose, especially.
Like that part? Like that, yeah, the one you're drawing on? Like, the crushed nose? I love that expression.
It's good stuff.
Like, look at that. The Angie.
But I suppose that's the end of VOC review, so let me go ahead. I gotta pull up the script, everybody. Let me fix my headphones real quick. Okay, so that's about it for today's OC review of the day. If you guys would like your character critiqued in a future episodes, here's what you have to do, and this is for the YouTube crowd, so Twitch, this isn't going to count, but for those who are watching this on YouTube after the fact, leave a comment below with your thoughts on today's podcast topic. So, what's your favorite anime, least favorite, guilty pleasure, and what was your first anime? And then link us to your character's reference sheet, and then make sure to just tune in to next week and see if your character got chosen. And, Spring, do you have any closing remarks before we do the outro? Oh, no. Spring, you there?
Yeah?
Okay, go ahead.
For the whole show, or just for this lovely sweet bean we just talked about?
Both. We're about to wrap up.
Today, we talked about anime. We had technical difficulties. We thought we'd reenact that one commercial where, can you still hear me?
Yes, I can still hear you.
Good. Perfect. We did a perfect reenactment of that commercial. Old people, you know what I'm talking about. We laughed, we cried, maybe not. I'm lying. Thank you, chat. Oh, I feel fuzzies. Yeah. Thanks for coming.
And I had a leg cramp in the middle of the podcast. Oh boy. Today was such a weird party, but we'll get it fixed for the future. Let me go ahead. I'll read the outro for those on Twitch. We're going to keep streaming, but for the outro for the actual podcast. That's a wrap on today's talk. Thank you all so much for tuning into this episode of ClovenCast. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and join the Cloven crew. We stream our podcast on Twitch, so be sure to catch us live every Friday at 7 p.m. EST on twitch.tv/spiritpd. Links to all pages are in the description below. And hey, if you'd like to keep up the show, be sure to follow us on Twitter and check out the Discord server. That's all for now, everybody. I'm Spirit. Spring, that's your cue. Spring. Oh no, she's dead. Spring.
Hello?
Are you there? We're doing the outro. You gotta say goodbye. Spring. Oh no. Truly, a fitting end for this podcast, but thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.